when I was growing up that, oh, Cassandra, you're so good with children, you should be a teacher. Now, I love public speaking, so I thought to myself, oh, well, okay, I don't love children, but I do love speaking, and that's a way for me to get up and speak in front of a group every day. So I went to the State University of New York, which is a SUNY system, a small college in the middle of New York State. I enrolled in their education program, and like a good girl, did what I was supposed to do. Guess what? It crushed my spirit. I knew that that wasn't where I belonged, but I tried for 2 years to make it work because that's what I thought I had to do. Have we met? Hi, I'm Cassandra. I'm a recovering people pleaser. Yes, welcome. So, at the time, I hadn't recovered then. I was still in people pleasing mode at the time. So I endured this program for 2 years. And then finally, I found myself crying in the office of an amazing professor in the communication studies major who I met. Because I felt so trapped. I had already invested 2 years in this program. It was very structured and specific, and I worried that changing my major would result in me falling behind and possibly delay my graduation. So I made a bold AF choice to kind of start from the beginning. I changed my major to communication studies, and to this day, nearly, oh my gosh, 20 years later, still one of the best decisions of my entire life. That changed my life. When I changed to communication studies, I found my people. People who were excited to learn and talk about communication the same way that I was. People who geeked out at the same level and nerdiness that I did. And it ultimately changed my collegiate experience. I became a tremendous leader within the major, so much so that the faculty in our school chose me to deliver the keynote address. Yes, it changed my life, changing my major. I had found my place, I found my calling. And then I went to grad school for the same thing, because I loved it so much. I had to get more, So I went to Texas, from New York to Texas. It was wonderful. It was so much fun. I was right between Austin and San Antonio. Went by myself, knew no one, did it. I know! Did it, loved it, thrived. I was a graduate teaching assistant. That one choice changed everything. Bold choice number 2. Bold AF number 2. After grad school, went back to my alma mater in upstate New York, and I worked there for over a decade. I served in a couple of different roles, including an admissions counselor, a senior career coach, and a professor of communication. It was wonderful. I was secure. I had permanency. I had steady paychecks. And I could take great vacations, because when you work for the state, you get lots of time off. It was lovely. But I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I wasn't living my authentic life. I felt held back by my work at the college. I call them the golden handcuffs. I had so much privilege. I had so many wonderful things in my life because of that job, but I felt trapped. So what did I do? I went to the least secure, least predictable industry left. Can you guess what that is?
Real estate.
Real estate! Okay, so I go from super secure, very stable, same paycheck every 2 weeks, to building a business from scratch. I did have an amazing business partner who really transformed my experience and made me thrive and was so successful. But really starting in a whole new industry, didn't really know much other than my dear friends told me, oh, Cassandra, you'd be a great realtor. You're so personable. I was a great realtor, thank you. So I did that for 4 years in New York, in upstate New York. And I was chatting earlier with some wonderful folks about how in upstate New York it takes 90 days to close on a sale. My friends, do you know how much can go wrong in 90 days? Yes, too many things. there's many, many hands in the pot. So we have all these people we're trying to manage, keep everyone's emotions calm. It started to take its toll. In upstate New York, as you may or may not know, there's a lower price point than most other places in the country. The average price home in my area was about $200,000 or less. That meant we had to do a lot of volume in order to make money. In 1 year, my team of 4 helped 55 families. Now, put that in perspective. When each transaction takes 90 days, how cumbersome that felt. So yes, it was great at this work. Yes, I liked it, but it was becoming unhealthy for me. I felt like I didn't have balance. I was working all the time. My spouse and I were in business together, and we lost that separation of business and us. Has anyone ever worked with a spouse? Okay, so you know, if you've worked with a spouse or a partner, how challenging it can be to draw that line, keep that line, and to prioritize a relationship when you're trying to be amazing and build a business. Very hard. Our business was super successful, consistently in the top 3 in our brokerage every month. Top 3 teams. We doubled our size and we doubled our production every single year. So we were doing great. But it ultimately led to me making my 3rd and final bold AF choice. Had a little talk with myself. I went on a little trip by myself. I went to a beautiful Airbnb in Connecticut, and I said, what do you want to do, Cassandra? Forget about everybody else. Stop people pleasing. What do you want to do? I already knew. I knew since I was 20 what I wanted to do. This, right here. I have wanted to be a motivational speaker since I was 20. I had to wait until now to live that life. And to get to this point, oh boy, did I have to make some bold AF, scary AF choices. I chose to leave my home in upstate New York. I chose to leave my spouse because he couldn't come with me. I chose to leave my family, my friends, and the business that I founded. Quite literally, everything, to be here. I chose Charleston. I did a tour of 8 different cities in the South. I chose Charleston because, hello, have you looked outside? It's gorgeous. You know you live here?
Yeah.
Yes! I feel so fortunate to live here. Charleston stole my heart the second I arrived. And it was just magic. So I knew this is where I wanted to be. And I knew that there was opportunity here. I knew that there was the diversity here that I was craving. I knew that there was beauty. I mean, upstate New York is lovely. It's mountainous, it's fine. In summer, it's beautiful, it's green. But like the rest of the 9 months, it's very brown. So I knew that it had what I was looking for in all the things. And I left my house, the dream home that my husband and I bought, and moved into an 800 square foot apartment. Oh, haven't done that in a while. Changed my complete way of life. I went from making the most money I've ever made in my life to the least money I've ever made in my life. And going back to having financial instability. All that said, I am so dang grateful to be here. That bold AF choice is one of the most powerful, transformative, incredibly amazing choices that I've ever made. Was it scary? Yes. Is it sad? Abso-freaking-lutely. Am I happier than now than I have been in my entire adult life? Yes!